Hey guys. So, let's talk about connections. And no, I'm not talking about your damn internet. Let's really look at our human connections with other humans. See, I believe we are all connected to one another. But, unlike the fucking internet, when it comes to dealing with our own human connectivity, much of our society is still stuck in what we can only refer to as the era of dial-up. Slow ass movers. The fuck. Seems to me we struggle to find ways to communicate and connect with each other. And, this is especially true if we think there is some, common link or interest that's missing in that specific connection. Yeah? But again, if we really step back and look at the grander scheme of all that is, we really are all intertwined with one another here on Earth. And as I said, I believe that. I really fucking do. I see it in real time, So I know that that's a true statement. I fucking see it happening in my own existence all the time now. All the fucking time, you guys. For example, like me and my friends, right? We're just, shooting the shit, talking about our days and la 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 and what have you, and we mention something, okay? And usually it's some small shit, like going about our day. We thought it's just an insignificant thing that happened to happen, but then once we get together, we see that we all had the same happenings. It's fucking trippy. It's cool, right? So, like I said, we're shooting the shit. And, recently, so during my day, right, fucking cherries kept coming up, and, yes, cherries, okay, it happened to come up, like, a couple times at work, and, just different things. I decided that day to stop at the liquor store on the way home, and that day, I grabbed cherry-flavored whiskey to mix with my Coke, right? And I got home and we was talking with my friends and as we're talking, one of them brings up a show and the title of the show, I can't remember it right now, but it was about cherries. It just slipped into the conversation. And suddenly we're all talking about the synchronicity we just had around this simple fucking fruit all day long, right? Connections like that, they're so fucking cool when we open up to actually see that it is the universe telling us we are all connected through different meanings and fucking symbols and shit like that. I don't know. I fucking love the shit out of stuff like this. I really do. And you know what? I'm alone a lot now, so much more than I used to be. So when stuff like this happens, it just shows me, personally, that I'm more linked in than I think I am. And I really do enjoy that. I do. I don't know. Again, I'm just me. So yeah, I like looking around and observing and I don't know, maybe especially being born and raised in such a small state, right? I just think it's easy to see when we actually open our eyes that there are all these individual little individual, yeah, that fits too, but I meant invisible. Invisible webs all around us that link us to each other in so many different areas of our lives. And each little web connects in so many different ways too, right? It's really quite interesting when we step back and look at it all. And as I was thinking about this lately, I fucking got reminded of this old game we used to play in the 90s. If you're kind of young, you might not have ever heard of it. It's called The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Shit, if you're real young, you might not even heard of Kevin Bacon. I don't fucking know. But he's an actor. Anyway, there's this game based around him and his career where you would start with a movie that he played in, link it to another actor in that same movie, link that actor to a movie they played in with another actor or actress, of course, and in 6 turns or less of doing this, you would always end back at Kevin Bacon, who you started with. That's how this fucking state works that I live in, right? If Kevin Bacon were a state, he would be fucking Rhode Island, okay? Oh, maybe they would call it Bacon Island. That sounds fucking delicious. Anyway, my reasoning is simple. It's because here you find out you know someone because of your connection with someone else. And yeah, of course, I get that happens elsewhere. I do. But to me, it seems to happen way more in this area. Or maybe I'm just paying more attention. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, the Kevin Bacon game. And actually life itself, now that I think about it. They're all based on a theory. It's called 6 degrees of separation. A theory that basically states we are all connected to one another on Earth by 6 acquaintances or less. All of us. Right? So, it's basically, we all know a guy who knows a guy. And I just got to thinking how sometimes we feel like, we're fucking solo in life, right? But if we look at the grander view, we do see those invisible lines or webs that tether us all together. Again, it's super fucking trippy to think about. And now that I'm mentioning it to you, I'm sure you'll start seeing and playing with these 6 degrees of separation in your own lives. Yeah, so I'll give you a personal example that recently happened that got my mind tripping over this. So my son, 17, he's got his first job. He's a cook at a restaurant. He's working at this restaurant. The restaurant that he happens to be working at, my best friend and her boyfriend know the owners. They play pool together. So that was connection. And then come to find out, the reason my son got that job is because he's friends with their son, okay? And then he's talking to them more and more, and my ex comes up, his stepfather comes up, and the owner has known my ex since they were teenagers. They worked together and went to school together. They grew up together. So now it's all come full circle. So now he, knows my son, who he knew his stepfather, and I know them through my friends who knew. You get what I'm saying? It's just this big fucking. We're like pretzels. Like we all intertwine together. Like seriously. So anyway, yeah. Again, the way that we do this, the way we become more conscious of this is being aware in the moment. It's super helpful. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. When we do this, we just have to be aware. And maybe we need to get back to viewing this world old school, right? Maybe that's why I brought up a game from the fucking 90s. Go back to where we put less value around our own existence and experiences based off things like our posts, yeah? Our hashtags and the amount of fucking followers we have. Those quote-unquote all-important digital connections, yeah? Fucking hashtag heavy sigh. You feel me? I don't know. Maybe maybe we should just put more value on how we connect to the physical side of life instead of the bigger emphasis being on the digital side. Human interaction. I don't know. It got me thinking. If we forget that we are all connected, even one of us, do we alone break the bonds of humanity? I would say yes. Even if it's in our own little bubble, even our own little sphere of existence, right? If you go through a depression, right, you're withdrawing from society. You may go digital, but you still don't feel connected. So you stay in the depression and you feel downtrodden and shit because you've broken the bonds of human interaction. Do you see? And again, it got me thinking about that. And is that some kind of trial in humanity as a whole that we're supposed to pass? I don't know. It just seems like it, right? Seems like the human connection is becoming less important more and more as we grow through our technology, doesn't it? It's just something to be aware of, I guess. I mean, think of it. How many times have you allowed yourself to feel bad or less than just because of something as trivial as likes or followers? Right? Shit. Isn't that why the new Facebook updates, for example, allow you to remove the number of likes shown and only show the icons now? Yeah? So, Ashley doesn't get her widow feelings hurt that Veronica shared the same photo and got more widow hearts than her. Oh. I laugh, but seriously, this is the world we've come to know. And people freak the fuck out about shit like this. And we're all guilty of disregarding the humanity that we all claim to want in our lives because of the tech we use. All of us. The present company included, okay? We see people, ghosting each other for no fucking reason. People getting in a fight and unfriending someone or unfollowing them. Ooh, yes. Adulting now, aren't we? I mean, unfriending on social media is the 2023 equivalent of sticking your tongue out at somebody. And that's about it, okay? Fucking true. And you know what? I've been guilty of doing it too. And when, I decided to step back and meditate on the type of person I want to be and feel my emotions around the situations of why I did what I did on stupid fucking social media, then I realized that, I was being a toddler and I stopped doing that. Humanity isn't perfect and neither the fuck am I, okay? So yeah, clearly we are all connected. And we all tend to follow the same habits, especially you guys when it's around our tech. And actually, while I was researching this episode, I ran into an article that says the world is smaller than we think. That actually most people are now separated by 3 to 4 degrees of separation due to our social media. Like, if you have 100 friends on a platform, okay, and they all have 100 friends, that's already 10,000 friends of friends. You see? Now multiply that by 1.6 billion. Do you see what I'm saying? So what happens if we decide to go back and really start honoring that human-to-human contact again? I mean, that's what the social media was originally supposed to do. I think it's fucked how it went the other way, right? It just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, honoring the human-to-human contact again, and not via the social media, but more in real time. More like my friends and in our synchronized cherries, huh? I'm sorry, but synchronized cherries would be a great fucking band name, wouldn't it? Maybe someone out there is hearing this podcast and needing a band name. Connections. Anyway, yeah, we're all connected. And I guess as we go about our lives, I know we get to decide, right? We get to decide how much we invest in these connections. Or, whether we even decide to fucking acknowledge them at all. That's where them ghosters come back into play. Fucking bunch of John Cenas acting like we can't see them. But anyway, truth be told, maybe I get a little salty around this subject of ghosting because I have a connection in my own life that this person is a fucking ghoster. Wants to be friends and then disappears. I wish when we met, I knew his fucking alter ego was Casper the fucking Friendly Ghost. But hey, what can I do now? And that's kind of what I was talking on earlier, is we get to decide. We get to decide the way the connections connect, and, well, he chose Spooky Town. It is what it is. I don't know. I think maybe that's why we experience synchronicities with others, because often it's the universe telling us this is a connection to pay attention to. We just have to be open and aware enough to pick up on those cues, yeah? I think that we as humans are naturally inclined to experience connections that feed our growth, feed our own unique soul journeys, and that these connections actually help us discover ourselves. And it's not something that we have to think to be able to do. It's just a natural thing, which again, our purpose here is growth of consciousness. So we just got to stop worrying all the fucking time and allow that growth, be it through connections with others or something completely different. We just got to learn to stop overthinking it and let what wants to happen fucking happen. Trust the reason behind everything in this world, and you will begin to see and understand those reasons. It all starts with trust. I don't know. Even when we feel uncomfortable or unstable in certain situations, right? Can we not view it as something we must experience? That it's bringing us to the next step in our growth journey? Maybe that instability is a growing pain, and that's it. Because maybe more consciousness is being brought into our lives. Maybe that consciousness is bringing more love as well, yeah? See, through my own journey, I've learned that I'm never alone. Even when I felt extremely unstable or sad because of connections in my own life, right? If I look back, I do see that I grew because of them. And I guess that's all we can really ask for, right? I mean, what sense is it to stay stagnant? Even if we are quote unquote happy enough, right? Feeling stifled or stuck in connections happens because we have outgrown them in some way. I just think as humans, we have to get better at being okay letting connections go and allowing new ones to come in. We have to choose to flow if we're going to grow. And there is one connection we all seek to find over and over in our lives. It's the trait, okay, of that connection that we're looking for. It's the trait that if Kevin Bacon were a trait, he would be it. That trait that all humans seek throughout their lives in many different ways. See? Again, all connected. But no, that trait, it's beauty. Beauty. We seek beauty in everyone and everything. We seek beauty everywhere and nowhere. We make up myths of beauty from Medusa to mermaids, right? We long to connect with something beautiful and also fear something less than what standards of beauty we hold, right? Beauty is a natural thing for us to seek, From people to sunsets to the birth of a child to the death of a loved one, in some way, we always say there's a sense of beauty to be found. We have, however, come to believe that beauty, or maybe the love of beauty, is superficial. But what if instead the natural instinct we have to seek beauty in all things is because our hearts express a real harmony around, I don't know, like the symmetry of genuine beauty that flows from within all of us. Again, we are all connected. Haven't you fucking been listening? See, a brave awakening human knows this. You can find more beauty in the chaos of change than you expect. And over time, you will find the physical beauty standards society crowds around to be less and less appealing. See, connections are so important. And sometimes they start using the old physical beauty, right? Attraction. But attraction, over time, we all know that can fade. Our real connections stay true when we are able to honor the fucking inner harmony, right? We all have, and just accept it. Even if it can't be consciously observed, right? Like my Casper friend. In our connections, we can't force them to be what we think they should. Instead, we should just honor that they are a connection of some sort and ask the universe to show us the beauty of that connection. This, my friends, is growth. This is how we change our consciousness here on earth and how we allow ourselves to be more open to change around us. When we realize that what we accept can change easily and what we resist changes slowly and suffocates us, that's when we overcome resistance in our lives, in those connections. And the best way to do this, my friends, is simple. Open heart, open mind. Be curious with the connections that play out in your days, and you too will see that 6 degrees of separation is a lot fucking closer than we think it is. So, I'm glad. I'm glad we could all connect today. I hope you enjoy this week and find the beauty beyond what is known. Find some connections and, synchronized meetings, and just enjoy the fun of being a living, breathing human for a while. Don't overthink it. So I really hope you do, and enjoy the rest of your week. And if you ever name your band Synchronized Cherries, I better get a fucking mention. Okay, that's all for now, my friends, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.